Hey there, Mitchy. I'm going to show you how to steal your competitor ads and turn them into on-brand creatives. And I've been diving into this for a little while, and I want to take you back to when I first started running ads. So I first started running ads on Plenty of Fish in 2012. And back then, the guys that I learned from had all types of different spy tools for Plenty of Fish. Even when this was when Facebook ads were just getting started, they were starting to build their own spy tools for that as well. But right now, it's just so easy to find winning ad creatives. So for example, you can come to any of your competitors and go and scroll through every single ad creative that they're running. Now, a quick hack is if you scroll down as far as possible to the active ads, the ones that have been running for the longest are probably the ones that are working best. So when it comes to designing your own ads or your own creatives, then why would you create something from scratch when you can actually steal what's working already and then just transform it into your own brand palette and so forth? So I've been playing around with that in this workflow here. I thought, okay, what would most people do? Most people will come in, they will put in a basic prompt that looks like this, and then try and get an output that looks somewhat similar to this training image that we're providing here. So we want to get something that looks good like this, because this ad's been running for 3 or 4 months now. When I first did it, it looked like this. So I added Elon. Like obviously we're not going to have an Elon on our upcoming summits, but I added my business partner and myself there. And then we got this one here, which, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's also not great, right? So that's what most people do. And by the time I got to that point, you've probably been playing around for 5-10 minutes anyway. And a good designer could probably whip up an image just like this one within 20 minutes anyway, if they have the creatives already loaded into their account. So I was like, okay, if it's going to take 20 minutes, then it's not really worth it. So how can we improve this? So number one, the best way to improve your prompting is actually by creating JSON. So let me just come back into another flow here. So here is what we call a bit of JSON. So it breaks it down into all different variables and structures and allows us to use that in order to create videos or to create images with AI. So what I've actually done is I've built this workflow here, because rather than me having to sit there and figure out that JSON on its own, I actually designed a prompt inside of here that allows the AI to do that for us. So this prompt, it has a lot of different rules and guidelines in order to create a solid JSON output. Plus then we pull in all the variables that are required, and then that will output into here. So the way that this works, and I'm going to show you the end result in a second, but I'm going to show you while actually doing this. So I simply just drag in any type of creative that I find in the ad library, and we execute this. So it goes through, it analyzes the image and pulls out all of the important variables that we need. It then breaks down those variables in this next OpenAI node. It then pulls out all the variables that we need to actually change and add our own details. So things like text, like colors, like the speaker image and so forth. It'll pull all of that out and then we'll add this into our Airtable database so that we have access to it forever. And it will then move this image from the main Google Drive here into a process folder. So if we open up this one now, we can see this image has been added into our database. So we have this training image that we can use in any automation moving forward. Plus it's now created this prompt for us, and it's pulled out all the variables that we need to actually add in ourselves. Now, the other thing that we would actually put inside of this automation, but I'm just going to do this manually, is when we're creating this, so let's just start a new one from scratch. We need to also pull in our brand colors, so like our brand palette, right? So what I would do is I would just screenshot the landing page that we're actually going to be using. And then if I come back into our Airtable, there'll be a brand style guide section here somewhere. So I'll say analyze the screenshot and complete the brand guide as below. So that's step number one. Next, while that's working, we're going to pull in our main prompts and we're going to pull in our variables. So we've pulled in our variables now, and basically we've added all of the things that we need to. So I'm saying that the headshot images are attached. The brand name is AI Content Experts. The headline is AI for Business Owners. The speaker names are Simone, Mitch, and Elon. And then the CTA text is Join Free Summit. If we remember what that image looked like, it also has logos at the bottom. So we're not going to copy that. If you haven't been featured on these, then don't copy those, but we can at least change it to something else that provides proof for us. So I'll say also change the as seen on and the logos at the bottom of the image, remove them and add loved by 10,000 previous attendees, add 5 stars, and then add 5 circles of headshots of random people to be the people represented. Now add the color palette to the JSON below, plus at the bottom, I've added some extra variables to be added to the JSON, fix it all and provide me with the final JSON output. All right, there it is. So now we're just going to get this final JSON. We'll copy that JSON, come across into Gemini and open up a new chat here. We're going to paste this one in, make sure we're creating an image and then add in our variable or our training images. Number one is the main image is the first one we want to add in. Then we got to add in the speakers in order. We'll add in Simone, Mitch, and then we should just be able to hit submit and see the quality it creates from this style of prompting versus the previous style. And there you have it. Well, it's actually made one mistake. It's added the speakers in the wrong order, but we could easily make a change, whether we change the text or we just ask it to do it again. But ultimately, that's a much better image than if we compare it to the other one. Let me just grab that. So if we compare it to the original version that we spent a bit of time trying to prompt with natural language, it didn't actually get it. The only other thing that I would potentially look at is maybe it hasn't got the button correct here as well. So we might want to check that color palette. But you can see how even just this first iteration is so much closer. So that's how we're now stealing our competitor images and using them for designing ad creatives without a designer in literally seconds. So I showed you this component where we're importing the prompt itself into the system, but we actually have another component that then is automated as well, where we just pull in the prompt and the training image, and then we create our own variables, and then we just send that through an automation in order to get this final output without doing all of the extra prompting that I have shown you here as well. So there's so many things that you can do with this. Now, of course, if you are interested in this automation here that helps you build that prompt, it also includes the prompt in this section here for you as well. Then you can download that for free just by going to the link in the description or the first comment. So I hope this was valuable, and I'll see you in the next one.